Hey, it is Troy Stavros, and I want to take a quick look at the Farragut housing market, see what has happened through June and what is looking like going ahead. This is everything 37934 zip code. So let's jump in and take a look. Okay, first thing of note is, let's just zoom in here a little bit. When we look at the number of listings, we're bouncing around, but we don't have a lot of inventory, obviously. Through the end of June, we were at 59 active listings on the market in 37934. We are seeing that listing prices were trending up, but after May, they did come down a little bit. So that's just something to keep an eye on. We've seen that bounce around a little bit here, so nothing to be concerned about, but just seeing those moderate a little bit. And we're going to take a look at that some more when we look at the future casting of what the market is doing, looking at what is happening currently. Absorption rate is still considerably low. We only have 1.39 months worth of inventory. A healthy market has 6 months worth of inventory. So this just shows you how little inventory we have. And we know when supply is low and there is still demand, that is just going to continue to push prices higher. And we are seeing that happen. When we look at the sold to list price ratio, for quite a bit there, we saw that keep rising through the end of May. We were almost at the average home selling for at or above list price. And then we did see a little bit more negotiation happening in the month of June. So that'll be something to watch and see where we come out after this month. Days on the market, average days on the market coming in around 27.1. The median days on the market are only about 7 days. So depending on the listing and how popular it is, we are definitely seeing things go under contract quickly, and some things with with competition, with multiple home buyers vying for the same property, those that are sought after homes. The median sale price came in at $650,000 in June. That was 2.97% higher than 1 year earlier. So we are seeing home prices continue to be above where they were a year ago. When we look at home sales, down here, home sales were down 29.3% compared to last year, but that's not surprising because last year interest rates were over a full percentage point lower than they are today. Today we're seeing interest rates for 30-year above 7%. And so we were in the fives, low fives, mid fives a year ago. So that's why we saw more sales last year, less sales this year. As far as the active listings, we are actually up 34.9%. So there's 34.9% more homes for sale available today, or actually this is through the end of June in Farragut than there were a year ago. As far as the pending sales are down 23.7%, but that kind of goes also along with what we were talking about as far as the sales. Last year, we had better interest rates, so there were more people snapping up homes, although we still have plenty of demand right now for homes in Farragut. One thing to take a look at and kind of see, okay, well, which homes are selling the most? When we see here this 850,000 to basically 900,000 price range, this month that had the most homes sold in that price range of all of the different price ranges this month. So 850 to 900 saw the most homes sold throughout this entire year. That same price point came in second with 18 homes sold in that price point. The price point with the most homes sold was this here with 21, which was between 350 and 400. And those are definitely becoming harder and harder to come by in 37934 zip code. But that gives you an idea there that homes are being bought across the board in the prices, but you can see how few homes below 300 are even available to buy. None were bought in June. Nothing under 300 was bought in June. Only a handful were bought all year long under 300,000. Let's take a look at what is happening with the market in general, kind of now and going forward. This data is data that shows us what is happening as of today. It tracks what is happening daily up to the day. So this is through Wednesday, July 12th. This is the market action index graphic, and what this graphic tells us is basically when you ask how's the market, that's what this graphic tells us. By comparing the current rate of sales versus inventory plus additional demand metrics, it's an indicator of supply and demand and overall market competitiveness. So for example, whether it's a buyer or a seller's market, or if the market's heating up or cooling off. So when you look at this metric, a market action index of around 30 indicates a balanced market with just enough supply to meet demand. A market action index in the low 20s or below is a buyer's market with more supply than demand and prices declining in the future. An index of 35 or more is a seller's market with demand outpacing supply and prices starting to rise. And an index of 45 or more is a strong seller's market with inventory very tight, demand is high, and prices are likely climbing. So you can see here, as of today, we are at a 53 in Farragut, which is a pretty strong seller's market, nowhere near a buyer's market. But you can see last month we were actually higher than that. So it's starting to moderate a little bit. This tells us that prices have been cooling a little bit over time and plateauing for a while. So it's been showing a consistent decrease in the index, but we're still in a seller zone. So we just need to watch the index every week to see whether it's climbing, and if it does, prices will typically follow suit, or whether it's dropping and getting closer to the buyer zone. And when it does that, then obviously there would be downward pressure on prices, but we are definitely not seeing that as of now. Over here on the right, we can kind of see the statistics for all the other things happening. The median list price as of today was $815,900. Actually, that was through the last day that it looked at this data, was July 7th. The median list price of new listings came in at $775,000. Those are things that we want to watch because it shows us where prices are going. When we look at sold prices, or you look at sold comps, that really is telling you what the market was like 30 to 45, 60 days ago, because that's when those homes went under contract. So that doesn't really tell you what's happening in the current market. It tells you what was happening 60 days ago or 30 days ago. But we want to see what's happening now. So these are the things that we need to look at. So when you look at the median price of new listings and whether that's trending up or down, if it's trending up, that's telling you that sellers are confident that they can list at prices that are maybe more than what the other homes have sold for, because they've already baked in and looked at all the data of what the comparable homes in their area have sold for. So it's more of a forward-looking statistic as opposed to comparable homes that have sold. The median price per square foot was $236. Average days in the market here is showing 50, median 14. Price decreases. Let's look closer at all of these statistics just to kind of see. When we look down here, this is the market action index as a whole, and you can kind of see where it's gone since May. So it was higher in May. We were up over 60, and then it's been kind of plateauing here between May 26th and June 23rd, and has been working its way down a little bit here between June 23rd and July 7th. And a reason that this might be happening is right around this time is when we saw the 30-year interest rate jump up to 7.22% and has still remained above 7% since then. So that obviously interest rates have a direct effect on what the market is doing and what buyers are doing. But when we look at this is a market as a whole. But obviously not everybody's house is the same price. So it's important to segment this by prices so you can see where each different level of pricing is coming into effect. So when we segment the markets, this segments it into 4 different markets: a bottom 90-day, a lower 90-day, a upper 90-day, and a top 90-day. So the bottom would be the lower price homes in Farragut, which the median price for that would be $487,850. The next segment up would be the median price of right around $750. The next segment above that, which would be the upper 90-day, would be around $900 median price. And then the top 90-day, which would be the very top end of the market, the median price there would be $1.5 million. So when we look at those in segments, we can kind of see what each of these is doing as far as a market action index, where they're landing as far as a buyer or seller's market. Well, they're all above 30, so everything in Farragut is still a seller's market. But the segment that is the least amount of a seller's market is the top 90-day, which is the super uber luxury market. It's hovering right around 50 over the last 3 months. When we look at the lower priced markets, those are up here between 70. They started around 70 and 80 back in May, and right now they're both all kind of converging right here, right around the 79 and 80 range. So all deep into a strong seller's market in those 3 segments. The bottom 3 being, again, 900, 750, and around 490. So everything obviously in Farragut doing very well, very deep into a seller's market. Let's look at some of the other data. So median days on the market. You can kind of see obviously what has the least amount of days on the market are the lowest priced homes. And then it jumps to the, surprisingly, right here, for all this period of time, the luxury market was the ones that were on the market the least after that. But then right now you're looking right around 43 to 34 days, 16 for the least priced homes. Price per square foot. So obviously the super luxury homes are going to have the most price per square foot, but you can see that number is rising. So the price per sold price per square foot for homes and active listing price per square foot for homes is rising in the luxury market. It is held kind of steady here for a while, but then the upper 90-day, which is that 900,000 median, has been rising as well. So the very luxury market, you're looking $337 a square foot in that market. The upper 90-day, you're at $247. The lower 90-day, which is the one for $750, that range, you're looking at $224, and then the bottom you're looking at $227. So on average there, homes in Farragut, on average, the listings are above $220 a square foot and considerably above that when you get into the luxury homes that are at the median price of $1.5 million. Let's look at, this is an important one, properties with price decreases. This can usually tell us if there is anything happening as far as pricing. When you look at price decreases, it can kind of show you a trend, right? So you can see the luxury market is seeing less price decreases. Now, when we talk about price decreases, the percent of active listings, this is what it means. It's the percent of active listings that have received a price decrease. It shows a measure of demand. So in a normal market, we tend to see about 30 to 35% of sellers initially overprice their homes and eventually reduce the price to attract buyers. So average 30 to 35. In some markets with more inventory, it can be common to see price reductions at 40%. Below 30% signals solid demand and prevailing prices, while 40% or more generally indicates reduced demand. In the coolest markets, when buyer demand is weakest, you'll see a percentage price decrease up over 50%. So they can also tend to have some seasonality. For example, price decreases happen more in the fall when it's time to move the listings before the holidays. But you have to keep an eye on price reductions and their trends to give you an idea of early market signals before you might see them in the news. So, for example, here, when we're looking, the luxury price range, the 1.5 average, is well below anything with price reductions and is continuing to decline. The lowest price point, the one that was that $487 price, was at 50% and then is working its way down as well. So price reductions are decreasing. Same with that middle tier, also decreasing. But what's interesting is this price point, the upper 90 or the lower 90 day, which is the 750 range. In April, it was holding steady, right here, but then it started to increase, and it's increased over time from May until June 23rd, and then it's gone down a little bit. But interesting to see this 750 price point see more price reductions. So that might just tell us that some folks in that price point may have overpriced their homes and they needed to have reductions. And that's not surprising. I mean, we've come out of the last 2 years where prices have just been crazy. So some people will come on the market and overprice their homes and have to reduce them. But that's definitely something to keep an eye on. If we watch that trend continue, that it may tell us something. But we know just from what we've seen so far with the market action index that there is demand across the board for all these price points. And then last thing is the inventory. Basically, inventory is low across all these price points. You're looking, maybe all of them are landing right here, 9 listings basically in all these price points. So even when you see a trend of a price decrease, you have to keep that in mind, that we're dealing with such a small pool of homes that even 1 or 2 decreases can make that percentage look big when it's really not. It may just be 1 or 2 homes, because 1 or 2 homes out of 9 can swing things big one way or the other. All right. Well, I hope that was educational. If you have any questions about your particular home and you want to know where you might land or what it might be worth, don't hesitate to reach out. I hope this has been helpful, and I will talk to you soon. Have a great day.